Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. This time I'm going to show you how to get Alexa talking to Garadget. And that starts now. As you've seen with other things in Garadget, they have really thought the process out, but something I wanted to get out before we got too far into this video is Dennis at Garadget reached out to me and brought something to my attention, and I want to clear up something that I said that was not accurate. I mentioned earlier that there was an issue with the Security Plus garage doors. I was wrong, and thank you, Dennis, for correcting me on that. It was Security Plus 2.0. It's Chamberlain, and then the other, I can't remember the other, LiftMaster, I think maybe was the other one, that there is the issue with, and it's because of how they've implemented the remote. So you can't just tie into the back of the garage door controller. This is where you're going to have to use an extra remote and tie into that. Now, you can tell very easily if you got one, if the names don't ring a bell. It has a yellow antenna, and you will see a Learn, and there was another name that Dennis told me about, but I should have written it down and didn't. But anyway, if you've got one of those, you will have to do something different. But if it's just a regular Security Plus garage door, you should be fine. Now, this time we're going to get Madame talking to Garadget. And it really, with all the other things, Garadget's done this right. And I do have to disclose up front, they did send me one to look at. But with what I'm seeing, I would have no problems in paying for this because the product is that good. And the user interface is good. Their linking is good. And they've got a different command that you'll see about here in just a second that shows up with the Alexa integration. So let's get started with that, and we'll go right to it. Okay, now we'll get the process started of linking Garadget with Alexa. So you'll want to go to alexa.amazon.com, and we'll search for Garadget. And just by typing in Gara, as you can see, it came up with two different listings for Garadget. So we'll want to go with the Smart Garage because from what I've looked at, this one does a better job at handling some of the voice response. So we'll select that one. We will click Enable. And it will go to the app authorization screen at Garadget's side to allow Alexa to get linked. We'll click Allow. And now it's ready to go. So we can start to go on with the testing. And that's exactly where we're going to go to at this point. Now, in my case, I'm going to use the Alexa app on my Samsung S9 Plus. Ask Smart Garage the door status.
Truck door is closed.
Now, I can open it as well. Ask Smart Garage to open truck door.
Opening.
And you can see here, the Garadget app's already told me that it's opening the door. And we'll let it, it's going to take it just a few seconds to get up here and let me, once I'm sure that the door is completely up, which should be done here in just a second. That's another thing on my to-do list. I've got to adjust the timing in it, but that's going to be a minor thing to do. Ask Smart Garage to close truck door.
Closing.
And see. So really, it's very well thought out. I do like the fact that with the Alexa integration that you can find out the status. You can even ask for the last event that it knew about. So if you like that response, but you're using Google, I think if you worked a little bit with IFTTT, you might just find that you could get the commands or get the response you want. Now, if you want to use a different command string to open and close Garadget, that's where IFTTT, regardless of the voice system that you're using, whether it's Madame, it's Google Assistant, And we haven't even talked about Cortana. And Cortana can work with this, I'm pretty sure, because that's going to be one of the next videos that I'm going to do, is showing how to get this working with Cortana. So really, you've got the best of both worlds. And what I hope to do is get this working with Mycroft. Now, there is an integration that I've been working with, and I'll do more here in the next few days, where I've got Garadget talking to Home Assistant. And I'm going to have to dig a little bit into the user interface, because the examples I see, I can't get to work with mine. But that just could be at the time it was written. There's different, there could be a way that now that Home Assistant's moving to the Loveless interface, that might be some of it. That's where I'm going to have to get in under the hood and see what's going on. Because at a minimum, I've already found one thing, and you can stop the door from going up or down with the Home Assistant interface. So that's interesting. That has some potential there, which if I can get Home Assistant work, then I'm one step closer to getting Mycroft to talk to it. So you can see you've got the best of all worlds here. You can use Madame A. You can use pretty much the voice assistant of your type. If it integrates with or if there's not native integration, you can do this. So there's really a lot of positives to this. I was checking the sensor today, because remember we talked about during the installation that it is suggested that you tape that reflective sensor to the garage door when you first get started, so that you don't have to, destroy it if you have to remove it because it slips or you find it something else. So far it has not slipped in over several days. So probably going into this weekend, I'm going to take the tape off and permanently mount it. So that way it's one less thing to worry about. But so far, Garadget has worked flawlessly, and I really could not have asked for an easier system to install, or one that is more versatile. So we're moving forward with other projects. You've seen me starting to work with Raspberry Pi. There's all sorts of things that are going to be happening here in the coming weeks. So if you have any requests or suggestions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to do what I can to get those into my schedule. And if it's something that I'm in the process of doing videos on, I'll get that one into the list as quickly as I can, because if I'm already working that area, then it's that much easier for me to get that one up and running. So this one's going to be one of the shorter videos, and I know that'll bring a tear to some of your eyes, but I try to be respectful of your time. So if you haven't already looked at my book, this is volume 1. If you go into the show notes, you will see a link where you can get a free chapter out of chapter 1. It just happens to be on garage control, but that was before I heard about Garadget. But you'll see some of the other things out of the book. I'm working on volume 2. Hope to have that out here shortly. Thank you for everyone who subscribed to the channel. It means a lot to me. It says that you value the content that I'm putting out. There are all sorts of things coming down the pike. I've already got videos planned well into late this year, and that's just the things that I know about right now. There was a company that was at CES a few weeks ago that makes glasses that can have basically a built-in HUD display, heads-up display. So I'm going to be reaching out to them here in the next weeks and see what I can do, because that I think would be very interesting, especially those of us who have to wear glasses, that we have an option. And if you don't wear glasses, I have a feeling they might just come up with something to where you could have that kind of display as well in just a clear lens situation. But time will tell. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you want to sign up for the list, I can I'll give you a free chapter out of the book. And all the commands I talked about that are available with the Alexa integration with Garadget are in the show notes. So it gives you the exact verbiage that I found in documentation, and and I'm doing some testing myself. So enjoy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.